Hello, anyone, anywhere, and at any time. Welcome back to Some Dude Plays Fire Emblem Three Houses Blue Lions Part 37. This is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com, just some dude who likes to play video games. So, as I said last chapter, this one's going to be basically nothing but supports and maybe some tea time with Dorothea if we have time. So, we'll start with Byleth and Rhea, the B support, which is on a time crunch, so you need to get this done before a certain chapter, or else you can't move on with it.
Hello, Professor. It is so nice to see you here. It brings me great joy to know that you wish to visit with me again. I have this odd feeling that recently you've been trying to avoid me.
Now, I wonder what's going on with that, but of course I'm going to be nice and say that isn't so.
I am relieved to hear that.
Ooh, more bonus points. Nice, I got the right one right away. Haha.
In any case, I am delighted by this opportunity to speak with you again. My, how laughable I must seem. I imagine you must be dumbstruck by how unbecoming my behavior is for the Archbishop of all of Fodlan.
Well, the nice thing is she's probably finally getting a bit of a break. Wait, unbecoming? I'm sorry to have made you feel that way.
Oh, please do not waste your apologies on me.
Oh, another good one.
Perhaps oversensitive.
Yep.
Thank you all the same. You are very kind. In any case, how are you feeling? Have you experienced anything strange since you began wielding the Sword of the Creator?
Now we'll see how this goes. Questions are getting a bit strange. Can't say I have.
Oh, I am glad. There are so many legends about that blade, I was worried that carrying it may result in some strange side effect. Has there really been nothing odd? A tightness in your chest? Strange dreams? Anything of the sort?
Actually, I have had strange dreams lately.
Strange dreams, you say?
More points, good.
They may very well have something to do with that relic of yours. Please know that you are welcome to come to me about anything. I am here for you, always.
Yeah, the thing is, we didn't tell her we've been having those strange dreams before we got the relic.
By the way, when I see you at work giving such splendid guidance to all of your students, I want you to know that it brings me great joy, as though I myself am receiving the benefit of your kindness.
Oh, so that one went well. Now, Dimitri and Dedue.
He's always with that man from Dusker. How strange.
I'll bet he used some dirty tricks to gain his favor. That's how those scoundrels from Dusker operate.
Still quite a lot of discrimination from the kingdom against Dusker.
What a pleasant conversation you seem to be having. May I join? Please, continue.
Oh man, Dimitri looks pissed. But yeah, quite interesting how things are going. And the backstory with the intricacies are quite amazing here.
Oh, Your Highness, I was just...
Caught red-handed.
I said continue.
I'm sorry, Your Highness!
Such foolishness runs rampant. I fear it is the reality of Fargus for now.
Yeah.
It must appear strange to them, to see me always in your company.
Does it bother you, Dedue?
Well, let's put it this way. If I had someone as loyal to Dedue, I'd want him around as much as possible because he's definitely got your back when something goes wrong.
Of course not. However...
Let me guess. You take exception to the gossip that you use dirty tricks to obtain your position. Is that it?
And Dedue's way too straightforward to do anything like that.
That does perturb me, but not for my own sake. I am concerned about your Highness's reputation.
We're not talking about my feelings, but yours. As far as I'm concerned, Those fools can talk nonsense until their tongues fall out.
I am afraid I cannot agree. But if you were not concerned for your honor in this instance, then why did you intervene?
Because it is my duty to do so. The day my father was killed, I saw the swine who did it. They were not of Duscur.
Oh, now that's good. So basically, he saw what happened at that massacre, and this is a good clue.
I saw that, knew it beyond a doubt, and yet I was unable to prevent the massacre that followed. Nor could I clear away the dishonor of regicide that has unjustly clung to you and your people. I will not rest until I make up for that. I owe you, just as I owe the spirits of those I let die.
At least you're alive to feel that way.
I do consider Fargus to be abhorrent, but you are an exception. You offered me your hand, and pulled me out from an abyss of suffering and death. You risked your life to save a foreigner you had never met. The moment you extended your hand, I decided that only for your sake would I live the remainder of my life, and I would cast it aside in an instant if my death were to your benefit.
Going a bit too far there, Dedue, but the best thing is not to die for those you love, but to live for them.
For that reason, I cannot consider myself your friend. There are still many in the kingdom who despise the people of Duscur. It would be selfish of me to stand by your side as an equal.
Dedue.
Your Highness?
Do you really believe I care one bit about the chatter of the ignorant?
Good answer, Dimitri. Good answer.
Of course not. Please forgive my impudence.
I understand the intention of your words. Still, they grieve me. If you wish it so, you may continue to think of yourself as my vassal. I clearly cannot stop you. We need not be anything more or anything less. If that is what you wish to do, so be it.
Your Highness.
Yeah, so we're getting all these little clues of what's been going on in the past. And now, Dimitri's finally finished with all the ones he has with Ashe.
Your Highness, Dimitri, would you, do you want to train together today?
Ashe, of course, I'm glad you asked. After classes conclude for the day, meet me at the training ground. I'll be waiting. And afterward, let's plan on dinner. We'll certainly have worked up an appetite.
Oh, yes, I suppose, sure, it would be my pleasure to dine with you.
Ashe is still very nervous about being around Dimitri.
Ashe.
I'm sorry, Your Highness. I'm just no good at this. I'll do my best to improve.
Are you still worrying over what I said to you before?
I'm trying to do as you asked, but it's just completely against my nature.
Trust me, I understand the urge to show respect where it is due.
Yep.
However, that is not the case here. Yes, I was brought up in a different family and raised in a different way, but otherwise, you and I are the same.
Another good answer.
That all makes sense, Your Highness. But I just can't bring myself to speak to you in such a casual way. Sure, when you get right down to it, royalty like you and common folk like me, we're all just people. But the common folk still rely on the nobility to keep the peace and to keep them safe. Commoners pay the price for that in taxes and respect. That's what Lenato says.
Oh, Lenato actually has a good sense to him. Pity he is dead.
I suppose I can understand that point of view. But the flaw in your logic is that I am not king just yet.
But that's not all there is to it. I also respect you as a person.
Yep.
You carry the weight of the whole kingdom on your shoulders. You're a faultless warrior, and you're always so kind to your allies.
You
Even
just haven't seen the beast that lurks within quite yet.
On all accounts, I can say the same of you. But you also have a strong heart. I can't say that about myself. No matter the circumstance, you are never drawn toward darkness. That mindset of yours has done me well on countless occasions.
Well, that really tells you how good Dimitri is about seeing himself. He knows he has that darkness inside him.
Well, I do my best. So I guess mutual respect between us is what's really the most appropriate.
And it's very good he has Ashe there to help keep him grounded too.
Precisely. Which means there's never any need to be nervous or uncomfortable around one another. It seems we may have circled back to where we started with this conversation, but let's at least agree that we both should learn to bend a bit. How's that sound?
Well, that sounds perfectly fine with me.
All right. Let's start from the beginning then. Would you like to train with me today, Your Highness?
Of course, Ashe. Come at me with everything you've got.
Yeah. And one more with Annette.
Your Highness, I have a little favor to ask of you.
Of course. How may I be of assistance?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me about my father. I imagine he was a very different man at home than he was at work.
Oh, more information with Annette. Let's see how it goes.
Ah, so you wish to hear about the Gustav that I knew. As you know, he was a knight who served the royal family since my grandfather's reign. To me, he was a teacher of martial arts and tactics. He was someone I depended on since I was a small child. But he was also a very stern and strict instructor.
That doesn't surprise me. He was much the same at home.
Yeah, a bit more background information.
He'd chide us if we made mistakes, whether it was with cooking or even how we spoke.
Wow, she must have got told off a lot for her bad cooking.
Is that so? Funny. I suppose in front of his family he felt the need to demonstrate proper etiquette.
Wait, are you saying that's not how he was around you?
Even all these years later, there's something I recall with perfect clarity. It happened in the autumn of my 11th year.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good story if he actually says anything about it.
Before the break of dawn, he woke me suddenly. Said he'd heard a disturbance and had me grab my bow. Then he set me and a fellow pupil loose on a dark mountain. Our only directive was to go catch a deer. As you well know, autumn in the capital is very cold. Now, imagine being up on the mountain at night with no idea what might jump out from the shadows.
He sent him out hunting in the middle of a cold night. Oh, this is gonna be good.
That, in a nutshell, is the Gustav I knew.
Of course, when I say that, it ends.
I can hardly imagine that. He was completely different with me.
I recall one other defining detail. He used to speak of you at every possible
Now
opportunity.
that's good.
Really? What would he say about me?
Are you sure you want to know? There's one story he used to tell from when you were very small.
Oh, parents embarrassing their kids. Exactly what everyone goes through.
No, stop! It's probably too embarrassing to bear. Is it?
Perhaps.
Look, I'll promise to forget the stories he told me about you if you return the favor. Deal?
Yes, that seems the only thing to do.
It's a
It's a
promise. Good. Now I'm done with Dimitri. So many these supports. So let's do Cyril and Mercedes. And of course he's asleep. Wow, he's sleeping for once.
What's this? Well, if it isn't Cyril. How did he manage to fall asleep here?
He worked himself to
The warmth
sleep.
must have put him right down. He looks so cute when he's napping. I'll just keep reading. No need to disturb him.
Well, yeah, he's finally get some rest. I mean, he worked himself to exhaustion, so he's just sleeping where he was.
Good morning, Cyril. Did you sleep well?
What? Where?
It's Mercedes. I hope you'll commit my name to memory.
And now he's going to be kind of worried because he slept when he's supposed to be working.
Oh, sorry. I know it, but it's hard to say.
You're from Elmira, aren't you? I hope you haven't been uncomfortable here at the academy.
Ah, it's great. I eat every day.
Were you not eating before you came here?
Every couple days, maybe. It was rough.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you hungry?
Yeah, he's probably from a country where there wasn't a lot of food, so...
You should eat up, to make up for all the meals you missed in the past.
Not too much, you don't want to get too fat.
Okay. Thank you,
The way he stumbles over her name is quite funny.
Just call me Mercy. That's what my friends call me.
Mercy. Mercy? Hey! Thanks, Mercy. Well, I had a good sleep, but there's work to do now. See ya.
Nice thing is, now we have something easier to call her, Mercy.
It doesn't seem like he has very many friends here. It's troubling, but I probably shouldn't pry.
And there we go. So many supports. Where the heck did they all come from? But yeah, let's do Dorothy and Felix B.
You're following me. Stop.
I am leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but...
Oh, she's having so much fun teasing him.
What do you want?
You've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble. You're trying to get close to me, aren't you? You want to marry into House Fraldarius.
Nice try, Felix, but it's not like any old noble will do. I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Interesting? I'm not interesting. What do you mean?
Oh, she just caught him off foot. This is another interesting one.
I've never met a noble so... unsociable. Yes, that's the word, unsociable. Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why? I don't answer to them. All that matters is improving my skill.
He's really single-minded in that way.
I'll prove my worth on the battlefield. Most people care so much about appearances they can't even see each other. It makes me sick.
And there's some of his motivation behind the scenes.
Oh, I agree. What's important isn't how someone looks, it's their true nature. I don't pretend to know your true nature. I don't even have a very good understanding of my own. But I suppose you see mine just fine, don't you? Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
Oh, she's manipulating him, playing him like a fiddle. The next support should be good. Okay. Yikes. Let's finish up Felix now.
Oh no, it's Felix. He's coming right at me.
Oh, she's so scared of him.
If I run, he'll chase me. Maybe if I just hold really, really still.
He's not a bear, you know.
Ahem.
Whatever it is, I didn't do it, I swear. Unless I'm offending you just by standing here.
She needs to learn not to worry so much.
No, here. I believe this is yours.
Oh, just returned something she dropped.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's my satchel. Wait, where did you get that?
Stop asking questions and just take it.
No! Trap! It's a trap!
Why are you acting like this?
And of course he just chases after her.
Acting? Does this terror on my face look fake to you?
You're being difficult. Come on, this is yours.
I can't! Your icy glare has frozen me completely!
Now this is one I'm going to look forward to see how it develops later on.
Shut up, just take the thing.
I was kind of thinking of that too.
No! Please don't kill me!
And she's still taking it a bit too far.
What? Who's going to...
He's got a sword! No!
sword! How did you...
I can't do this anymore!
She just took a sword like it was nothing.
An odd girl. But she's certainly caught my attention. I've never seen that technique before.
And she caught his interest. Oh, now this is going to be an interesting support set.
Oh, I still have to give this back to her.
And still didn't give back the item he was trying. Nice and quiet.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Have you been there long? I was absorbed in this book.
I know that feeling all too well.
Another silly legend?
First of all, they're not silly. And second of all, no. It's an essay that speaks to uncommon and challenging battle scenarios. I've been researching such things since you proposed your unique strategy. Listen to this. Your commander gives orders that put your hometown in extreme danger. Do you carry out the orders or protect your hometown?
Now this is a hard question.
What nonsense. I was talking about real-world tactics, not some dumb ethical question.
Whatever your personal feelings on the matter, I see similarities between such tactics and these dumb ethical questions.
Let's put it this way. Tactical-wise, there's certainly generals and stuff who would do that, because it would lead them to victory. And if you don't know the answer to these questions, how can you react when you actually have to face them?
I haven't read beyond this one, but I think the obvious answer is to follow your commander. The duty and pride of being a knight demand that you follow orders, regardless of your own feelings.
But being a good soldier too is often about finding a different way to get better results too.
But if I were put in such a position, I don't know how I'd fare. In fact, were someone to carry out those orders, I know that I'd attempt to stop them.
Stop bothering with all this. You're not meant to be a knight. Go find a husband.
Yeesh, Felix, harsh.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
I know you hate the ideals of chivalry and pride. So much so, you prefer to escape your duty as your family's heir. You have no right to criticize me for my ideals.
Perhaps not. At least I know not to heedlessly obey orders. I know not to romanticize blind obedience. My brother taught me to think for myself.
Now that is a very good comeback there. We'll see how things go, but at least he knows not to follow blindly.
Don't you dare bring Glenn into this.
You're right. Forget it.
And we're done. Felix is complete now. On to Ingrid with Bernie.
Bernadetta, please come out of your room. You've been in there for ages. You need to train.
And of course, Bernie's just hiding in her room like always.
No, sorry, not happening.
I'm not playing around, Bernadetta. This training is absolutely crucial to your future.
I don't care. I can't handle it today. Please leave.
Why did you come here?
Why did I come here? I didn't choose to join the academy. I was forced.
As we found...
I suppose not everyone has to be pleased about being here. But even so...
Well, as we found out in her B support with Byleth, that she literally was forced, but it was for the better.
Bernadetta, I'll ask one more time. Please come out of there.
She's ready to break the door down.
And I'll tell you one more time. It's not happening. Not right now. Not today.
You leave me no alternative. If you're near the door, you'd better step away.
She did it.
My door! Why?
She broke the door down. And I love that expression for her facial portrait too.
Now hurry along, Bernadetta. You've got lots of training to catch up on.
Spare me! I'll train trade! Just not with you. Anyone but you, please.
She really needs to get rid of her fears, or at least overcome them.
Is that so? That presents a problem. I know we are two very different people, but whether or not you like me, we are on the same side and must learn to work together.
It's not about any of that! If this is how you treat people on your own side, what do you do to your enemies?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. I did what was necessary to get you to comply. Nothing more.
Yeah, if she treats her allies this, I'd be scared to be her enemy.
I do hope that the professor will be able to help you through the rest of your training. In the meantime, I will fix your door. Good luck.
Right. Okay. Good.
But Ingrid won in the end. Got Bernie to go out and train. Hey. No. Oh, she's finished with Annette and Mercedes now. Mercedes.
Ingrid? What's the matter, Annette? You look upset.
I'm just so sorry. I had no idea.
I'm not sure I follow. Take a breath. What's going on?
Okay, now we definitely have to find out what's going on because this is a weird little start.
Well, I was really curious about why you're not interested in things like makeup. So I asked some of our friends about it, and...
Oh, I see. I imagine they mentioned that my family was fairly poor, and they probably also mentioned that I lost my fiancé. Correct?
They did. I'm so sorry. It was thoughtless of me to try pushing those things on you.
Yeah, even more backstory. Like, they did really well on the story and the backstories and certain different lines for every character. Oh, I'm gonna have fun when I eventually do my review.
It's perfectly fine, Annette. It's true, my family struggled financially. It wasn't easy growing up, but it taught me values I wouldn't have learned otherwise. And we weren't so poor that I consider myself deprived. I'm sure my family would have bought me makeup if I had wanted it, but it never mattered enough to me. Not then, and not now.
Well, yeah, you had your family with you.
Oh, so you just never sought that stuff out?
Never. While I acknowledge it can be fun, fussing over my outward appearance isn't an instinct of mine. When I was younger, I'd usually be found covered in dirt, bugs in my hair, and a big smile on my face. Things haven't changed too much since.
Well, she was a total tomboy back then.
Then, when my fiancé passed on, my priorities shifted even further. It reminded me of what's most important in life. Beyond that, it's hard to think of myself changing without him around to see it, even if it's something trivial like how I present myself.
Wait, could her fiancé had been Felix's older brother? Well, we'll find out later, but that's what it's seeming to me, like, especially with how she reacted talking to him.
But talking to you has helped me realize it's okay to loosen up and enjoy those things, if I want. So, thank you.
Good. Can't be so, well, stubborn all the time. You have to know to relax and have fun.
Me? Oh, I didn't do anything at all. Except pester.
More importantly, do you notice anything different about me today?
She's probably wearing some makeup.
Yes. It's very subtle, but I could tell right away that you were using that makeup I gave you.
Nice. I thought of it right away.
You could? Oh, that makes me happy. I was trying to apply it just how you showed me.
You did great, and it really suits you.
Well, it's nice that Ingrid actually learned something.
I think there's a lot I can learn from you, Annette. You've helped me embrace a lighter side of life I quite like.
It's my pleasure. Ooh, this is so great. Want to go shopping to celebrate?
Shopping? But what would we buy? That sounds so overwhelming.
There's a dress I've been eyeing for a while now. I'm certain it will complement your pretty eyes. Just leave it to me, Ingrid. I'll make you the most fabulous knight this world has ever seen.
Well, that does sound fun. I look forward to it.
How many supports are left? Okay, 1, Or, you know what? I'm supported out right now, so I'm gonna end this video here, and when I come back for part, if I remember correctly, it'll be part 38. We'll finish the sports, and then in 39 we'll finish off this chapter. So this is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com saying, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, subscribe, comment. Please visit SomeDudePlays.com, and other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Bye.